Alright guys, to be honest with you, this was my first ever attempt on plasterboarding a ceiling. It was a failed attempt. As you can see, that was the first board I put up. Excess bit sticking out of the plaster, which wasn't a big problem, but that basically had a knock-on effect on the rest of the boards. That meant I had to add in noggins, and as you can see, this all these joists, they run vertically across, and they don't have any noggins in between. That made it even harder to put up the plasterboard. Anyway, um, I added the nuggets here, as you can see. So just to rectify my problem, rectify the initial blunder in terms of the excess bit sticking out. Now another thing is I was working against gravity. That was hard. It was really tough, and plus I didn't have a prop at that point. And so what I did was, I'll show you what I did, how I was doing that, how I did that piece. Anyway, here I made a massive blunder here. Now I cut that piece. I measured it correctly, but I couldn't transfer my measurement accurately. I was off my measurement by a few inches, and that meant it wasn't going to fit in. So that was a waste. Now, because of that, I had to move on to something else. Anyway, here I'm trying to, as you can see, I was pushing the plasterboard against the joist, and I had my screwdriver between my knees, and then I was trying to screw on the drywall screws, as you can see it like that. That was ridiculous, I have to say. It was tiring, exhaustive, time consuming. Then I realized my builder left a prop. This is it, and I'm thankful. That's one thing he left behind actually when he decided to walk on me. So this prop, I used this prop to hold it against the ceiling, and that meant my hands were free to do other stuff. As you can see, what I pointed out just there, the pipework. I just I lifted the plasterboard up as it is, and then I cut out the pipes, the slot for the pipes right then and there, which saved me time from having to take a remover to measure and all that. And didn't like that whole measuring stuff. Just very time consuming. I was rushed for time on this job. Oh yeah, I whacked myself on the windowsill. So just checking if my head was bleeding. No, it wasn't. Anyway, I kept trying. For some reason, this plasterboard wouldn't go up, and I realized it's because the walls went straight. It took me a while to figure it out. I thought it was the other side, but it's the other. Is the wall there, that side, that wasn't straight. And then I realized, since the plasterboard is out on over here, I can cut it and trim it. As you can see, I'm just shaving off as much as I need in order to fit it, and there it fits in nicely now. And that now allowed me to screw on the plasterboard, which was okay afterwards. Again, that's only because I used that prop. The prop really made my life miles easier, and I would definitely use it again. I would recommend others to buy one as well, or unless they have their own technique and method. I'm all for following your own techniques and method and what works for you, by the way. Okay. Another thing is that I was screwing them on about an inch and a half away from the edges, only because I didn't feel comfortable with with the screws going on so close to the edge. And I know other professionals do it, but that's their way. This is my way, respectfully. And the reason why I don't like to screw it onto the edge is because the edge is more likely to rip and break when you're screwing, even though if you do it gently. And plus, the plasterboard is carrying weight, and that's supported by the screws. So unless you have them at a particular location, is not going to do the job. Anyway, here it's the end result. This is the finished work, and you know what? I've made a mess of it. No, actually, I butchered it. I did, didn't I literally butchered my ceiling here with a blunt knife. But it'll do the job. It's okay. I'm not worried. What I'm concerned with the final result. I got massive gaps here. I will fill them, and I'll show you how I do that. So it's not under the wall. This is not how you want to plasterboard a ceiling. I got respect for professionals who do this for a living, because it was hard. I gotta say, I'd rather not do another one. Adios.